Hi guys, if you saw the video where I bought this little plastic toy plane in a charity shop, you'll know that my plan is to make it into a boat. That is, I intend to make the floats proper floats. I have to make them a bit bigger, put an electric motor on it and probably radio control so that it floats along on the lake. There's no way I can make it take off. It's not aerodynamic or anything, it's quite a heavy plastic. But I was thinking if I beefed up the floats, it would at least float. And with a big electric motor on there to spin that propeller, then it should move along. And if I put fins on the back of the floats, or rudders, then we should be able to steer it as well. Have a servo in there somewhere with a couple of bits of wire sticking out to move the rudders. My first thought was to use something like this plastic bottle, not this particular one because this is something else entirely, but that sort of size plastic bottle would probably make the right sort of sized float. And if I filled it with expanding foam, then there's no chance of it sinking. So that was plan A, but I've been in the bargain stores today, 99p store in this case, and picked up this swimming noodle, as it's called. It's actually hollow, got a hole down the middle, but I thought that would be quite easy. Just cut that to length and stick that on there. In fact, if I cut a slot in it, it will probably fit straight over there, and then we'll have the right sort of sized float, or pontoon, or whatever we want to call it. So what I'm going to do now is cut a length off here, sort of, yeah, that sort of length, and stick it in the water and see if it floats. I haven't decided what motor to use for it yet. I've been trying out some of my motors that I've got laying around. That one would fit in quite easily, but it's quite a lightweight one. That runs on 1.5 volts. I've still got one of these hairdryer motors, and they're good for up to about 9 volts or even 12 volts. And I think I can probably just about get that in there. I won't know till I take it all apart. But I think we can probably get that in there. Might have to have it sticking out the front. The propeller itself, it's got this great big hole in the middle of it. But I think if I use a couple of plastic beads, see if I've got any laying around. Can't see any at the moment. There we are, there's rather a lot of them. But a couple of them, they're just the right size to slide over there, so I could glue them on, and a tight fit in there, so I can probably glue them in there, and then I can use that propeller. It won't be the most efficient propeller available, but it will actually match the plane. So we'll probably give it a try. Even if it doesn't work, we can try it out first of all. So first thing, cut the noodle up, stick it on there, probably stick the motor in there as well to give us the idea of the weight, and see if it floats. Well, let's just cut the noodle into a couple of lengths, split it along the side, and just pushed it over the existing floats. There is a problem that the propeller is going to foul on the noodle there, but that isn't a problem. I'll just trim it out the way. I may even put sticky tape or something round it to pull it up tight. But I'll just put that in the water now and see what it floats like. Well, that's floating with no trouble at all. In fact, I could probably trim some of it away so it doesn't look quite so oversized. So, that's part one, solved, no problem at all.